Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation from Yahweh Shai and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. So this is a video, going into, it's titled Footage Shows Belarus Policemen bursting through apartments looking for protesters. And, if you're over there in Belarus, there has been ongoing, protesting against the government, basically carnage, for the last couple of months. And not just in that place, but all over the world, man, because as it was prophesied, which I'll just pull it up real quick, in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and this is how we understand and know that we are living in the last days of the last days, because of the signs of the signs that are happening throughout the world. When these things are happening, the Lord told us what? To look up for our salvation, and our redemption draweth nigh. So these things that are going on in the world, these so-called protestings, the earthquakes, okay, the wars and rumors of wars, the sedition among men, all these things are signs of the seasons that we're in. All right. And, Lord will, I'm actually going to do a video on that, Lord willing, if it be his will today, about how, we don't know the sign, we don't know the day or the hour, but through the signs, we know the seasons. All right. And this is why we're able, to say that confidently that, this age is about to be, over. Right. The end of this age is at hand because of these things that are happening. So let me read verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those days from Salakia, that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, so because we're seeing these uproars of the people, because we're seeing, the sedition among men, we know that because the Lord has declared the end from the beginning, as it is written, we know now that we are in the end of this age. Okay, and the end of this age is Esau is the end of is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now, what I'm going to show you is a clip, all right, from the Guardian, showing how this devil, okay, is about to get down, with the masses of the people, man. Okay, what's about to happen, if you have to, this is why we're given a warning, because the only refuge, the only deliverance from the perils that are about to be at hand is only going to come from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and him having mercy upon you and sending his angels to take charge over thee. Okay, because in this clip, which I'm going to show you, these people, which were men and women, they were defenseless. All right. They had no aid. They had no succor. They had no refuge. They were at the whim of these policemen that came in, looking, all were in all black, had their face covered, basically, looking like, as the scriptures, tell you, madmen, and you see like right here, the still shot of this person on the floor, looking scared for their lives, man. And this is why we're telling our people that, if you don't get right with the Lord, if you don't repent, all right, and understand and wake up, that you're going to be in this position. Because once again, this is, happening over there in Belarus. But what's going to come here to Babylon the Great is going to be even, harsher, man. Is going to be even more pain, more dissension, and more wrath that this devil is going to come down with. But these things are going throughout the whole world because, as we just read, the Lord is visiting the earth which He made. So let's play this clip. So you see in that clip right there. Let me run it back a little bit. Now, I always say this, man, because in these countries, the majority of the people in these countries are all of the same nationality. So you have this man and this woman. Okay, it says the symbol. He got hit because he was wearing the symbol adopted by the opponents of the regime of Alexander Lukashenko. All right. But I always say this, that in these countries, these people are the majority of the masses of the people are all the same nationality. All right. The citizens and the cops. So the cops, as you see right here, even though he hit this man, he still is having somewhat of a, pity towards these people, towards that woman that jumped in front of him. Even though he is being aggressive, the policeman is being aggressive, he didn't go all out. He didn't do the most, as they say in the word, he didn't do the most. He hit the guy one time and then he was yelling at them, but with that one hit, all you hear was screams in the background. Now, what I always say is in Babylon, right, which the comes from the Hebrew babal, which means confusion, you got five, you can be in an apartment building and each neighbor next to you is a different nationality. The majority of the police, the majority of the military, okay, even though you do got Jake and other nations in the military, but the majority of the policemen, all right, the majority of the National Guard and the ones in authority with the weapons are who? Edomites, man. So when they come down, they're not going to be looking at you as being a fellow somebody of their same nation. They're going to be looking at you. I'm talking about you Israelites. They're going to be looking at you as the enemy. All right. Not only are you the enemy because of whether you whether you are against the government or whether you have been protesting, whether you want, you talking about defunding the police, or you are a part of BLM, even though that's a bunch of bullshit. But not only because of your political stance or your social stance, but because of who you are in general, your national stance. Even though you try to consider yourself an American, at the end of the day, that is just a citizenship. All right, your nationality differs from the nationality of Esau. I mean, I'm talking about your ethnos, your ethnicity. Okay, your true nationality, which is what? Israel. And the scriptures tells you that Esau has a perpetual hatred towards Israel. So they're not going to look upon you with pity, which is why cops are seen, in 2020 are quick to pull the trigger on an Israelite. All right. But they have more long suffering and more mercy towards an Edomite because that person looks like them. But when it comes to a Jake, that hatred that, is embedded in Esau. And on top of that, you don't even look like this person. All right. You are completely, the opposite of Esau. All right. When it comes to, your nationality or ethnicity. So they're not going to have any pity upon you. Like this policeman had pity upon this guy, even though they busted in their cribs. Everybody was screaming, everybody was scared. This is the things that's about to happen here in Babylon, man. This is why we're going to need the Lord to set up that standard for us. All right, so let's read this in 2nd Ezra 16, verse I'm gonna start at verse 60. I'll start at verse 70. It says, "For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." And who are those that fear the Lord? Ultimately, that's speaking about the elect of Israel, but all of Israel is supposed to be fearing the Lord, man. Okay? The whole nation of Israel are the ones who were given the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the judgments, the duty to fear God and keep his commandments. So there's going to be a great insurrection upon all of Israel, man. And that is called Jacob's trouble. Okay? And the way they have it set up, Jacob, but the masses of Jacob are in where? These urbanized areas, these big city areas, these projects, the ghettos, the hoods, so on and so forth. Even though you got Jake all over the place in the suburbs, in all over Babylon, but the masses of Jake are in these big city urbanized places, man. So these devils are going to come with their military, with their police, with their National Guard, and they're going to be busting through your apartments and your houses, just like what you just seen in that clip. This clip was just really a prelude to what you should expect that's going to happen here, but even on a grander and more fierce scale. All right, verse 71, it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none." Now, this is why I said that, because this police officer, he was really sparing those people in there, man. Even though they were going after the ones that were against the government, okay, and they busted through their doors, the police officer had pity because he only hit them one time. But here in Babylon and even in the UK, because, you got Jake over there, in other parts of the earth, but, mainly here in Babylon, they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. There's not going to be sparing no women. The women cries are not going to, he's not going to sympathize with the crying. All right. As this guy sympathized with that woman that jumped in front of that man that got hit. That's not going to happen, here in Babylon. Let's say you do got a woman, which we got the curses on us, so it'll be hard pressed to find a woman to jump in front of a policeman, for your black ass. All right, but let's say that does happen. Let me play this part again. He hits him, and she jumps right in front, right? Tries to protect him. And she did that because she believed that the police officer wouldn't hit her. Okay, that's why she did that. Because she was the one that was on the floor in the beginning of the clip. So she did that because, she believed that the officer wouldn't hit her. But when it comes down to you Israelites, it said what? They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying all those that fear the Lord. All right? So your women, your children, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, okay? They're going to be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying all those that fear the Lord. Verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Now, how are they going to be able to do that? In order to cast you out of your house, they're going to have to what? Come busting through your house. Come bursting through without consent, coming in your house and taking away your goods, whatever. You might have some jewelry. You might have some watches, whatever, your earrings, okay, bracelets, money. They're gonna be just destroying you, man, and taking all of your possessions and throwing you out your houses. And when they're throwing you out your house, they're not throwing you out your house to now they're going to take your house and live in there. No, they're casting you out your house so that they can throw you into these FEMA camps, these prisons, man. It says verse 73. So when these things are happening, okay, when this devil starts to bust through people's houses, all right, wearing the all black, okay, coming in with that militia, okay, seeking who is anti-government, all right, who the men that are teaching the gospel of Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, you Israelites, period, because once again they're going to come upon all of Israel. What is the Lord going to do? Then, verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Okay, so the Lord is going to set up that standard at that point, man. All right, at that point, then the Lord said, "What is going to be known who are his chosen, because you have these policemen with these weapons that's going to come in here like madmen, okay, and we don't have any, physical weapons to, try to protect ourselves. And that's why we don't even advocate for that, because if they come busting through your house at 2 a.m. in the morning, by the time you even try to get to your weapon, it's going to be too late, man. It's going to be too late. But the Lord said, then shall be known who is his chosen. Why? Because he's going to do what? Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Come in where? Your dwelling place. All right, your resting place, wherever you are at. Okay, when they come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And that standard is how the chosen are going to be known. The fact that the Lord is going to work a miracle, work a miraculous wonder right at this very moment. That's how there's going to be known who his chosen is. Whether it be by giving us spiritual power to combat these devils, whether it be giving us spiritual power to disappear, because that's what the word standard is. It says to take flight, all right, or disappear, all right. Whether it give us spiritual power, the Lord sends an angel down to blind these men, or cause them to be confused these days, so that we're able to escape. All these things is the way that the Lord's going to make his chosen known, man. And in that moment, the Lord said, what? Then a man will be more precious than fine gold. Because that man that got hit, guess what? He wasn't precious. He didn't have a standard. Okay, he got hit and was afraid for his life. And a woman had to come and guard him, man. But in that day that the Lord is going to raise up his elect and make his elect known, we're going to be the ones that are the women that are going to be seeking behind us, looking for protection, man. Isaiah chapter 13, verse where is it at? 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Because the Lord is going to give us that standard. The Lord is going to make it known that he is dealing with certain individuals, certain men on, in a time where people are just getting thrashed and trashed, man. When people are just getting, abused, all right, the Lord is going to set up that standard for his elect. All right, whether it be once again by way of the angels coming, all right, pursuant to Daniel's the 12th chapter, Psalm the 91st chapter, or whether it be by way of the spiritual power, pursuant to Isaiah the 40th chapter, man. So, just wanted to just bring this out real quick. Hey, these devils are coming, man, and it's going to come upon the whole world, because Israel is throughout the four corners of the earth, man. So this is what you Jakes that have not repented, you Israelites that have heard this word but have not seek your power. Okay, you're not going to have any power in that day, man. Okay, but for the elect, hey, understand that yes, this day is coming. All right, hey, the Lord said what? The days of trouble are at hand. Let me get that. That's back in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. All right, 2nd Esdras 16 verse 74. It says, hear, O ye my beloved Dawadah, the house of David, saith the Lord, because that's the only ones who he's going to protect. Saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. And how do we know that? Because we measured the times diligently. We're seeing these signs come to fruition, these prophecies come to fruition. So we know the days of trouble are at hand. Jacob's trouble, our temptation, which shall come upon the whole world. But I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. Okay, so the Lord is going to deliver us from these same things, these same apparels, these same madmen that's going to come in, being madmen, sparing none. He's going to deliver us from these things, man. Okay, so that's the only thing that you need to have faith in. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.